guys, the filters are off right now. I'm sorry. This is garbage. HARP 2.0 is literally a debacle. Look, I hate to be negative here because we just got the program, but I, for one, am embarrassed to be a part of it.
Let me just sum up our frustrations. Last night, we took a HARP 2.0 application. Now, the applicant was upside down in their house a whopping 62%, and they had $3,400 to their name. Good credit and a fair debt-to-income ratio. So after the loan app's finished, as some of you may know, you actually take the loan application and basically run it through some software that tells you and the clients if they're approved. We had our reservations on this one because after all, they're pretty far upside down and they don't have a whole lot in the bank. So I fully expected the software to deny the loan. To our surprise and dismay, it's approved.
Now, most lenders would be happy that it's approved, but honestly, I was taken back a little bit. On one hand, the homeowner was about to receive some much needed help, but on the other hand, I knew I was about to originate a very, very risky loan. I mean, their loan to value was 162%, and they had $3,400 to their name. If that were my money and your money, I don't think that we would lend that out. It's not an asset, it's a ticking time bomb. So fast forward to the next day.
First thing in the morning, we take another HARP 2.0 application. This time, the borrower made great money, almost $2 million a year. He had tons of money in the bank, and he owned several houses, and only 3 of those were financed, so most of his properties were free and clear. Credit was great. I mean, this guy literally is the ideal applicant.
Well, one of his houses he purchased back in 2006 was slightly upside down, roughly 20%. So the borrower wanted to take advantage of HARP 2.0 and lower his interest rate. Long story short, we run the applicant through the very same software, and guess what happens? It denies him. It literally denied him. Unfriggin' believable.
On one hand, we have a client with only $3,400 to his name and a home upside down by 62%, and they get approved. And oh, by the way, with an appraisal waiver. And on the other hand, we literally have the ideal applicant with tons of assets and great income, and we tell him, no, you're denied. Seriously?
What the hell is wrong with this industry? Why can we not get it right? I mean, really. I've sat back and watched the government handle other issues lately, and I've thought to myself, what's the deal? Why are they handling it this way? I mean, really, I've sat back and literally thought, wow, it literally seems like they're trying to do the wrong thing here. And here it is again pertaining to HARP, and it appears that they're literally trying to do the wrong thing here again. I mean, in this situation, you couldn't have made a worse choice.
You approved the guy with the highest risk and who's most likely to default and kicked the millionaire to the curb. It doesn't make sense. And there seems to be no rhyme or reason as to why some get approved and others don't.
It seems like the software designers for HARP 2.0 for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac literally went out of their way to ensure that they're making loans to families that are most likely to default. Why would they do this? I mean, after all we've been through, why would they go out of their way to have bad debt on their books? I don't get it.
Hey, I get it. All these loans are technically bad loans by definition, and I get it. We need something to help these people out. But really? This is what the most powerful and innovative nation in the world comes up with?
It's embarrassing. It's an extremely flawed system that's embarrassing to be a part of. Period. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and Richard Cordray, you should all be ashamed of yourselves. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, I expect this from you guys, but I would think that Richard Cordray, the head of the CFPB, could step in and do something about this. After all, he is head of the very bureau tasked to oversee this debacle that we call the lending industry.
Look, we're not trying to call Cordray out or anything, because I'm guessing he doesn't even really know how bad the system really is. But with his power and oversight, it would sure be nice if someone stepped in with some common sense.
I mean, it's been bad to be an originator lately, but this is a whole new level. If HARP 1.0 was a joke, then HARP 2.0 is the punchline. Lenders are fighting with it, some are offering it, some aren't, some just to their clients, some guidelines aren't followed, and the private lenders try to make up their own rules, and hey, I get it because, hey, it's their money, they should be able to make up their rules. Some clients need an appraisal, some don't, and in the end, we all get to play HARP roulette just to see if we can get these guys approved. You literally couldn't have done a worse job rolling this program out.
It's another Band-Aid solution thrown at the homeowners of America, and I can't wait until someone tries to take credit for it at this year's elections.
Our editor asked me what the takeaway was today. He asked if I was just gonna rant and rave. Well, the takeaway is this: fix it. Fix it. Get your damn act together, Washington, and fix the problem. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are under your conservatorship. Fix it. What can you and I do to fix it? It's a good question. Forward this message as much as you can until it hits Washington's desk.
Maybe we're only the RE source, and maybe it's just you watching this right now, but when we start forwarding it around, it starts a domino effect, and hopefully the dominoes that fall after we press send make their way to Washington, D.C.
The message is simple. This is an unacceptable solution, and it's destined for failure. Fix it.